Hi, everybody. It's Miss Celeste, and I'm your professor for ECE 202. And welcome to week 2, part 7. I am really excited to kind of continue this journey with you. I hope these videos have been really helpful and really straight to the point as much as possible, because I also know our time is limited. So thank you for spending time with me through these videos. I appreciate it. Before we move on, I just want to do a quick review of assignments, making sure that we are reading 3, 4, and 6 chapters in our text, making sure that the weekly journals are completed, and the assignment, the PowerPoint presentation, which is a big part of this course as well, on top of all the assignments. But this is kind of the first big one that is due by Sunday. So please reach out if you have any questions regarding this. I am going to have you share the PowerPoint presentations. So please ask me any questions prior to that, just so you can be well prepared to do that. All right, so today we are going to focus on how can we reinforce skills and concepts in early childhood. Well, of course, we have to talk about the learning domains first and foremost. Physical domain, intellectual domain, language, emotional, and social, right? Development. These all have different developmental characteristics that children need to be able to master and be successful at. So starting with physical development, it's important that we incorporate opportunities for children to be successful in the fine and gross motor development aspects. We also need them to be in intellectual development, which is really focuses on the problem solving, the creativity that is, created, comparing and contrasting, etc. I mean, there's so many relationships that are needed to kind of come together to form really great, problem solving skills, cause and effect, outcomes, compare and contrast, exercises and things like that. And then, of course, we get into the language development, which is, names of the materials, talking about artwork, expressing words and feelings, and then expressing feelings and understanding others' feelings, which is empathy. That is something that we want to encourage others to listen to feel, to understand, to listen, also managing their emotions, being able to be independent, provide some self-pride and self-esteem development within that, cooperating with others, taking turns. I mean, it's all part of the development that children will gain when they are exercising such skills and concepts within the early childhood classroom. So there's many opportunities for us to support children's learning through that. So how do we support each child? Well, one, support responsive relationships. So supporting a healthy brain development. So really giving opportunities for those connections to form, which is giving them stimulating and hands-on learning very early on, responding to their needs, being mindful of what their needs are, and also just doing a lot of observation and seeing how you can kind of come in and also let them lead as well. Another is just strengthening their core skills, so creating a healthy balance with what they know how to do and what they still need support in, and finding a way to kind of have them come together. Which is something that we can do in the classroom with different lessons or different, depending on the area that we're focusing on. If it's one-on-one, if it's in a group setting, if it's just spending more time going through the process, that's also a great way to strengthen those skills. And then, of course, reduce stress. So stress response, it does affect the brain and other organs in the body. So being mindful that stress does matter and stress does affect the child's development. So again, when children are new and you're getting to know them, it's important to kind of really provide this magical, well-balanced energy, care and love and empathy, welcoming demeanor, just even from your face expression. Everything matters when you're really trying to form that connection, that relationship, build that relationship, to kind of reduce the anxiety, the fear, the stress, etc. Because in order for us to kind of get to the next phase, we have to make sure that children are comfortable, stress-free, happy, enjoying their learning, confident. So all of these areas are a process. So never expect a child to kind of come into your classroom and just be ready to work. But not to say that other children who have been in a school environment before do obviously transition a bit better because they've kind of been through that process before. But most likely, a lot of children that come into your classroom, especially in early childhood, it is their first time in school, first time away from parents, caregivers, family. So this is the first time with them being without their security, right? So now you need to become that. So in order to become that, we have to really build that connection first and foremost. And then also not leaving out the parent, right? We have to make sure that we are building that relationship with them so they also feel trusting with us as well. So there is many factors of how we can support each child. It's really just trying to find time to implement all of that is something that you as a teacher need to create with the time management, with kind of the day-to-day and all of your teaching team as well, and just kind of understanding kind of who needs to be where and where the support is needed. So that's where great conversations come at team meetings, staff meetings, etc. So what does that look like for the classroom? Well, of course, children need to have the ability to modify a skill to suit the environment. So we have to really make sure that the environment is modified to their needs, as I keep saying. The temperament needs to be really balanced. Your child's temperament is made up of personality traits that will ultimately shape their overall personality. So making sure that we're getting to know children, that we're really getting to know what they like and don't like, creating positive, opportunities for them to learn and just have that calm energy. And also when they're going through difficult moments, that we kind of go through that process as well. And then of course, socialization, the ability to learn and, execute the social norms and expectations of society. So without the ability of socializations with others, our learning curve is limited, right? So we really need that socialization. That's primarily why a lot of children go to school, or I hear a lot of why, especially in early education, because they don't have many opportunities for the socialization at home, just because the environment doesn't have, that, a lot of children or even, family or sisters and brothers or however, but having that socialization outside of the home too is very healthy to have, despite what you have at home in general. So I just hear a lot of, why'd you start school? Well, because we really needed the socialization, for a child, which is a big reason on top of many more, right? And then the emotional intelligence, which is the expression, understanding, and regulation of emotions. We have to learn to do that. Children need to learn that. They need that skill. It's acquired in early childhood education. It helps to form, those skills and those, healthy balances with understanding your feelings and taking control of those feelings, and verbalizing those feelings, and also knowing that those feelings are okay. So because I always want to make sure that when it comes to the social emotional part, we want children to be allowed to express their needs, but obviously in a healthy way. But in order to do that, they need support. They need kind of guidance through that process at times. They also just sometimes need you to listen and need you to not necessarily speak to respond, but just to listen and hear what they have to say. And then, definitely aid some suggestions if you have that opportunity. But sometimes it's just listening can really make the biggest impression. And then communication roles. So roles and characteristics of a conversation must occur for them, within having that, in the classroom. So communication, understanding boundaries, understanding how others communicate, really can help form those special skills. And then, of course, imaginary. So a strategy for memorizing new information within a child. So, of course, we don't want to really focus on them memorizing, but yet really mastering the skill, really understanding what they're learning. So kind of, I would say pulling, when I say imaginary, I mean by, really kind of honing in on seeing what they can kind of recall without that skill, and really just kind of really understanding the process of what that's happening. So applying more opportunities for successful. So how do we do that? So creativity with individual approaches to learning is very helpful. Organization and planning, which is for the teacher to do, and really keeps it organized, and just making sure that everything is available to you when you are going to be in the classroom. Very well prepared environment is most important. And then relationship building, so really having the opportunities for children to do that and experience that is ultimately very important. So thank you so much. I hope this was very insightful for you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. But until next time, I will see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.